It's time for SideScrollers from ScrewAttack with your hosts, Brian.
No! Hey, it's Brian's fault. What? Brian!
Chad.
Hey, Chad!
And Professional Jared.
Chad, soil guy!
And now, broadcasting from the World ScrewAttack headquarters in Dallas, Texas, it's the SideScrollers.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome out to SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com. What's going on? Hi, I am Professional Jared.
I'm Chad.
I'm Brian.
That's right, you get us three this week because Craig is still recovering from face surgery and recovering quite well.
Yeah, but he's all bandaged up right now.
Yeah, it's actually really, really funny to see. You guys will never see it,
hear
but
him talk.
yeah, when we say he sounds like that one nerdy kid in school.
The nasally kid who had like asthma and allergies all at once.
That like stands directly behind you and you just hear him breathing. That's Craig right now.
Oh, he's also running camera, so it feels really weird. It feels really weird making fun of him when he's like sitting.
Hey, what's he gonna do about it?
Yeah, get on camera with your nose.
What?
All right, but aside from that,
ceiling.
Yeah, Craig is recovering just fine, and he'll be back in action really soon, actually.
Yeah.
So probably just after this goes up, he'll be up and going again. How you guys doing? By the way, how was your weekend?
Good.
Good.
Interesting.
My brother was in town.
Yep. Played with a blowgun and hatchet on Saturday night. Yeah, I went to my friend's house and like we have this like Cabela's like big old blowgun.
That's what you do for fun? You get a blowgun and a hatchet?
I just went over to my friend's house and like we got a hatchet, a blowgun, and like this clown art.
What?
Yeah.
So you were taking out a clown with a blowgun and a hatchet.
Well, the blowgun more than the hatchet, no one could throw the thing right.
Okay, now that I know more about Brian's personal life than I've ever cared to know.
Yeah.
Hey, on the website. Speaking of Brian, just on Monday you had your review on THQ's Homefront.
Yep.
Which, if you haven't seen yet, be sure to go watch to figure out our opinions on the game, or Brian's opinion, I should say. Also, there was the final challenger to the How Many Lives on Hardcore Uprising. The mystery challenger ended up being Craig. How do you do? You're going to have to watch to find out. Twist ending? Maybe.
Or is there?
Or is there? Or
Was it totally anticlimactic?
or am I still the king? And then finally, also Jose's Puntos. We got a brand new one coming up on Killzone 3, which I have not played yet, so getting some pointers before I do would be good. Did you play with the move controls, or you just do it with a
My roommates actually, I don't know if he did, but my roommates had like the whole Killzone 3 move set up with the guns and everything.
With the gun and everything? They're so cool.
That is, it takes some getting used to.
I imagine.
It definitely takes some getting used to.
I don't know. I think Jose just played with the controller.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure he would. He's not really one for motion controls. Yep. And then finally, before we go on to our everyone's favorite segment, we are still looking for hosts for Hard News. So if you want to audition, be sure to send have a response to the SideScrollers video. Otherwise, if you know any hot gamer chicks who think they would be good, maybe you should have them do an audition tape or something. Have them shoot an email to Craig@ScrewAttack.com, then get more information that way. But with that out of the way, it is now time for my favorite segment. Your favorite segment.
I guess.
Everybody in the frickin' world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News!
All the day's news from this past week. It's time for Hard News.
So not hardcore, bro.
Nope. I'm too excited for
Hard news with sunshine and rainbows. Like,
it does seem like since Destin left, Hard News got a whole lot happier. Like when Jared does it, much happier.
Sometimes happy things happen.
It's a happy thing.
All right, Brian, what do we got?
All right. So Ubisoft had a very, very newsworthy week. Not for the right reasons, though. Because they released Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for Steam for PC, and the soundtrack came along if you got the deluxe edition. However, if you go looking at the files of the actual soundtrack, they all say encoded by ARSA 13, which usually you find on all the illegal torrents that you find across the internet. Which means that Ubisoft pirated their own soundtrack for their own game.
This is
really?
This is hilarious in so many ways. I mean, like after an entire week of Ubisoft just like screwing up, this is like just one more notch.
This was the coup de
onto
grace
their- yeah, no kidding.
of their week, yeah.
You know, it's probably Some guy's like, hey, who do we email to get a hold of that soundtrack? And they're like, oh, probably this guy. Hey, he's not getting back to me. Fuck it, dude, I'm just gonna torrent it, all right? And nobody will know.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Or maybe they finally had to put the soundtrack onto like the digital edition or whatever, and they like lost the soundtrack, or someone accidentally deleted it or something, so they had to get it again. It's like, BitTorrent,
Yeah,
no problem, click.
The guy who lost it, dude, somebody's gonna get in a lot of trouble over that, man.
Yeah.
I hope Arthur 13 got his name in the credits for doing their music.
That 13-year-old kid
Yep.
who's back at home. Yay! I'm famous! Did they actually find the actual guy at Ubisoft who did this, or not yet?
They don't have a scapegoat quite yet.
I'll say Ubisoft just lost a lot of credibility in a pirating lawsuit.
Yeah. Try putting that on your resume for your next job. Accidentally pirated Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed soundtrack.
Stole my own music.
Whoops. All right, that's excellent. All right, next story.
Well, keeping with silly Ubisoft things involving music, they have released a game, or they're going to release a game called Rocksmith, which this is their latest attempt at a music rhythm game after Activision shut down their hero stuff. And the kicker this time is you can plug in a real guitar to play the game.
Do you have to? Because I heard about this and I was wondering if you had to use
That's
a real
a good
guitar.
question.
All I've seen in their trailers is people plugging into an actual guitar.
So they haven't even showed any plastic guitars whatsoever?
Nope.
Dude, that's gonna fail so hard.
It seems like the greatest attempt that if you're ever going to learn the instrument by playing the game, it would be this. Because you actually have to hold the damn thing.
Now,
Yeah, but people are lazy.
I know people are lazy, but they're giving effort.
now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't a game already try to do this by allowing you to use real guitars?
Yeah, it was,
power strings.
Power Gig,
Or Power
Rise
Gig.
of the Sixth String,
That's
whatever
it.
it was. Yeah, that one. Well, even that was kind of a half-baked real guitar controller thing.
Well, I guess the game itself still wasn't very good, but it's essentially the same thing. How is Ubisoft's going to be any different? Like,
It's the most literal version because you can literally plug in,
Your own
whatever you
guitar.
have, your Ovation, not your Marshall, but like.
yeah. Chad, you actually play guitar. Would you
Yeah.
even want to play this game?
Nope, not in the slightest bit. If I'm gonna play with a real guitar, I will play my guitar. You know, like I could see maybe it'd be kind of cool, to teach people how to play, but
It's kind of like
I think
paying
it's gonna
$60
bomb horribly, dude.
for like a very fancy tab.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I see it as.
you can go get Tabitha on the internet for free. So I don't know. It's probably.
So we're calling it now. This game's going to suck and it's not going to do well.
It's an early saggy nominee.
We have spoken. All right, excellent. All right, next story.
All right, last story. So as arcades are failing slowly but surely here in America, one man in Vegas is launching an arcade in April.
Yeah!
Insert
Oh, yeah!
coins.
We were talking about this.
That we were.
This is the one going up in Vegas, right?
Yep, on Fremont Street, right in the heart of all Vegas casino goings-ons.
Oh, wow.
And he's doing the full bar arcade setup, doing systems from all generations, arcade machines, 70s through 90s. If there was an effort to really kind of capture arcades and gaming of the bar-going age group, I think this is it.
Absolutely.
Cool. I wish him all the luck because I definitely want to check it out.
Do you, Chad?
Oh, I do.
Because I'm pretty sure a couple of us are actually going to go down there and actually check it out. Like, I know I've been talking to Craig, and I think it opens up in April, right?
April 15th.
Yeah, we're going to try to make a trip out to Vegas. Do you want to come?
We'll see. I want to go. It just depends on
You're gonna
funds
come.
and stuff. Okay.
Fun's nothing. You're coming.
Funds are kind of the hurdle
Otherwise, it's
here,
going to be
yeah.
like just me and Craig and as much. Oh, and Adam? Adam's probably going to be coming?
Adam!
Adam says he wants to go too.
All right, sweet. Probably Adam as well. So if you want to hang out with
Dude, I
three
wanna go,
super
man,
cool
but-
dudes, have to do it.
And we're getting a table.
And we're getting a table?
He's giving us a table.
Ah.
He said it's supposed to be red carpet.
Oh, a red carpet? This is gonna be
Really?
This is gonna be a huge event.
Nice.
And I've never been to Vegas before, so I'm already looking forward towards it.
That's kind of what I
We're
want
gonna
to
watch Jared lose all his money.
I've never been to Vegas either, so it's kind of like go to Vegas, see bar arcade super thing.
Exactly.
But Jared, if you bet it all, you can play double the game.
Double the games. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I really hope this works well for them, especially since the zero punctuation guy opened up the Mana Bar in Australia,
yeah.
which I guess has just exploded in popularity.
I don't hear a single bad thing about the
Yeah,
place.
like I've always wanted to check out that place, and if this new insert coin place in Vegas works well, I'd definitely want to go to it and have something more local. I would have something like that for myself if I had the funds.
Yeah, I mean,
Open up my own bar arcade, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty.
well, there was
amazing.
like Barcade in Dallas, and then I guess after that, all I can think of for arcades is Arcade UFO down in Austin.
Yeah, which is stupid. So I'm gonna make a better one.
Whoa!
I've never been to those places, so I can't really judge.
And the comments changed to fuck Jared.
Yeah. All right, but insert coin in Vegas. Open up in April. We're gonna check it out. You guys should check it out too if you're in the area. Support local arcades because it's a dying breed, and this is something that needs to be resuscitated.
For just quarters a day.
Where those
Keep an arcade.
in your grocery stores where those red box and Blockbuster things stand, it used to be an arcade.
Yeah. How
Cheer.
sad. All right. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Our news. All right. Cool. That brings us up to our middle segment, and just like the last couple of weeks, we're going to use the middle segment wheel.
Yeah. What do we got today, Jared?
It's mostly the same. Got a couple of new ones on there.
All right.
Chad, go ahead and give it the spin.
I hate that sound. Oh no.
We got underrated games of our youth from Sean McKellen.
Michelin?
Michelin.
Like the tire?
It could be. All right.
From the Michelin Man.
Underrated games of our youth. Just, I guess we could talk about just fantastic games that we played as a kid that are underrated or underappreciated to this day, or maybe ones that no one has really heard of. Go.
I remember a game called Boppin back in DOS.
For DOS.
Brian's like, all right, you
DOS.
want underrated?
Damn,
You
dude.
wanna go? I'll go with DOS. All right, so this was back when 3D Realms was still Apogee.
Oh, wow.
God, he's got all the info on it. You
Yep.
were prepared for this.
Dude, Apogee was like my youth. But it was like these two stick figures with triangle heads, and the object of the game was to try and, it was kind of like, you know, you shot like little bubbles up to shoot out the blocks up top, you got power-ups, and it was this pretty like standard looking game, but I think there was a blood code to it as well. So it was like puzzle game with blood code.
Stick figures that bleed.
That's awesome.
It's like, sure, you hit that triangle, but it's bleeding out. I don't know.
All right, well, if you want
Top poppin'.
fine. I don't know if it'll top it, but one I actually played quite a bit, again, on DOS. Eventually, I think Windows 98, 95, I don't know. There's a game called The Incredible Machine.
Yeah.
That was actually made by Sierra and what was it, Dynamics, I think it was. But basically all it was like, it was a puzzle game. And you just had all these random objects thrown to you, and it just says to complete this goal. It's usually really simple goals like pop a balloon, or get the man to his home, or things like that. But it'd be like, you have to like burn a rope using a magnifying glass with a light bulb being powered by a hamster on a wheel with a conveyor belt attached to it, and then the balloon will fly up and it pop, and which will make this little pinball hit against a bumper, and that'll fly against some dynamite, which will explode. Like all of those, and you can like create your own machines, I guess, and kind of mess around with it. But I played that game quite a bit, and that was one of those games I kind of wish they would kept going because it was fun and educational.
Nice.
I don't know about educational, but I had to use my brain more so than any other game.
All right.
The Incredible Machine.
So early Windows, right?
Like
Do you remember-
3.1 or?
Like, well, it was probably like 95, you know, or something like that. You remember those CDs that would be like 500 games in one
Yeah,
or whatever,
those
right?
all sucked.
Well, yeah, except for this one game, and I can't remember the name, and I've been trying. Like every time I see a tank game, I'm like, is that the one? I'm like, damn it! Like it was this game where there were these two tanks, and like it could be two players, and one person would have half the keyboard, the other person would have the other half, and you just like battled it out. And I can't even. It was so long ago, I don't remember all the details of it, but it was just like so much fun. And just like my friends and I would just play the hell out of that game, and I can't find the disc, and I don't know where it is, what it's called. So,
Wow.
I
yeah.
remember.
But I want to know.
Tank game.
Now, talking
Yeah.
about tank games, there was some flash tank game that it would be like 4 tanks on the screen, and you kind of took turns trying to like arc your shot and hit another one. But I remember this game because that was mostly what I did in Latin class for 2 years.
Not learn Latin.
No, I would
this
get my
tank
work
game.
done, then get on the computer and play tanks for the rest of class.
Nice.
Actually, the only tank game that I ever really loved was Scorched Earth.
What about battle tanks?
Dude,
No.
Battle Tanks kicked ass. Don't you dare badmouth Battle Tanks.
I played and liked it, but compared to Scorched Earth back on DOS.
Dude,
I'm gonna move off the DOS window for a little bit so we move on to
Yes.
something else.
Death
Actually,
Rally
an
DOS.
NES game that I played quite a bit and I really liked and no one else really seemed to was a game called Chrystalis, which was a mix between The Legend of Zelda and I guess any other RPG. It was like kind of sci-fi fantasy where you're this dude that wakes up in the future, you're just given a sword, and you go out and you do like the kind of isometric view like Zelda, only you're getting like experience points and leveling up. And I remember really liking it, being really, really good. And I lost the cartridge, when I was really young, and then I decided, I want to get that again, so I went out and bought it. And I went to a local game store, and they had it there. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that. And I bought it, and I was at the register, ringing it up. The two guys that were working there started talking to each other about how much the game sucked. And I was like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? Like, not only is that...
Defend your childhood.
Not only are you wrong, but you're not convincing me to buy this game at all. They're like, hey, you ever play this game? It's like, yeah, I remember being really boring and stupid. It's like, yeah, I don't think it was really good either. And I'm standing right there in earshot, buying the game, money in my hand.
You should probably just go kill yourself, kid. That's a lot more fun than you buying that game. I picture like little Jared getting really angry.
But I really like that game, damn it.
Did you guys ever play, I talk about it all the time, every time Craig's like, what game? Like, Twin Eagle for the NES. I've been trying to get him to vault it forever.
Nope.
No.
It was a shmup. You had these two helicopters, and I just remember my brother and I would play the every living hell out of that game. You just flying in these two helicopters, shooting a lot of crap, and then you get power-ups like every shmup, and you just take stuff out. It was a lot of fun.
It was good.
It was, when I played it back then. I haven't played it in a long time, so we'll see if it stood the test of time. I'll have to pop it in.
Aliens vs. Predator, the actual arcade one,
The good one.
was awesome.
Yes, I agree.
There was a $1.50 theater by my house that, like, I wouldn't even go there for movies. I would go to play Aliens vs. Predator.
I remember that as a kid, because you're always like, Aliens vs. Predator. Wait, does it suck or is it the good one? Like,
Yeah. No, like, whenever I think Destin was talking about doing a VGV, I was like, wait, the good one? No, the SNES one. No, the one that sucks.
Yeah.
Did you play as the Predators or the humans?
I liked the dude. What was his name?
Just the big gun dude?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Schwartz.
Yeah.
Because he would make like the Colossus sound whenever he would. Yeah, whenever he did like his special, like the uppercut thing, he would make the Colossus sound.
I don't remember the Colossus sound.
I played as
but I
a
believe
Predator.
you.
Dude, the Predators were pretty cool too.
That's was why I was just like, dude, you can just, I don't know.
Yeah.
You never get to do that. It's like the
That's
most
sweet.
fun.
All right. Any other games that we can think of? No?
God Hand.
God Hand and PS2.
God Hand
It's
was
not really a game
awesome.
of our youth, but that is a great game. I still want Gene and
I
Marvel
was
vs. Capcom 3.
young when I played it.
I was younger than I am now.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
So, all right. Well, that is the middle segment talking about underrated games of our youth. If you find any of these, we all highly recommend all the ones we talked about. So go play those. All right, but now it's time for the SideScrollers News Desk.
The music. Drown out.
That's the most half fun to hit the music.
You seem disappointed, jerk.
I was waiting for the third. I was waiting for some harmony in there.
As we all start going.
That was good.
Thank you, Craig. Craig approved. All right.
There you go.
Starting off, we're going to go to London, England, where
Jolly old.
now
Eye safety first.
none of us are married yet. Chad, you're on your way though. Now, have you ever gotten into a fight with your spouse or significant other where you just didn't want to see her for a while?
Not usually.
Not
But
usually? Or not one you
usually
care to
work
admit
things-
online?
Yeah, no, we usually, if we ever have like a fight or anything, we work it out.
You work it out. Okay, Brian, have you ever gotten into a fight with a significant other where you're just like, I don't want to see her for a while?
No, things
No.
never got
Sorry,
that bad.
sorry for the. Just get this. Yes, Jared, I have. Please tell me.
Oh, well, have you ever gone to such extremes that you put her on a terrorist list to make sure she could not get into the country?
What?
No, but whoever did's a badass.
Yes.
I got a friend working at Homeland Security. Dude, she's so fucked.
A guy who worked as an immigration officer in London, England, got fired after they found out he put his wife on a list of terrorists to stop her from flying home. The woman was visiting family in Pakistan, and when she tried to get back home, they just wouldn't let her back on the flight, and they would not tell her why. And it turns out it's because her husband, for reasons unknown, said she was a terrorist.
That's one way to say you want a divorce.
Wow. That guy needs to learn
Now-
how to communicate. They need to work shit out. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Now, guess how long she was stuck in Pakistan?
Months.
like, a year.
3 years.
The vacation that never
Holy
ends.
shit.
For 3 years, she was stuck with her family in Pakistan, and the best part is the dude had just applied for a promotion.
Wow.
Why do you think you're qualified for this promotion? Well, let me tell you what I did to my wife.
She's never coming back.
She's still there. He's like,
I will keep everyone you don't want in this country out of it.
The bad part is that the promotion would have given him a higher security clearance.
oh God.
To do things like that.
And then they can get her killed. That's horrible. Like,
Everyone gets 3 kills. Well,
All
that's just
right.
the president.
Next
get a
story.
divorce.
Next story. We're going to Palm City, Florida, because Florida always.
We were there last
We have
week.
lots of-
They're just
Florida
home of the
stories.
greatest stories ever. Now, I've never actually robbed somebody. I'm sure none of you guys have actually broken into anybody's house and robbed someone.
You said that like you plan on it. You're like,
You never know.
I've never actually.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time
Someday.
left in
Until
my life.
Destin left, he was really thinking
Yeah.
about it.
But if you were going to rob somebody, the first thing you would probably rob is the stuff, that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, you take the obvious
The
things.
electronics, the jewelry.
Right.
Well, this woman, who had just broken up with her boyfriend, came home to her house just after a day of work, only to find one thing missing out of her entire home.
Puppy?
And that was her $400 stripper pole.
Son of a bitch!
What?
Yep. Her 15-foot X-pole expert dancing pole was missing from the residence.
That's how she was going to move out of the trailer park.
The 15-foot pole set up in her
It
trailer
was her
home.
chicken out.
This is the most random thing ever. Yeah, it's like, okay, look, I can deal with not having, this woman in my life anymore, but I can't deal with not seeing strippers in my house.
The 19-year-old woman was at her house.
Wait, what? 19-year-old with stripper
She was a
pole.
19-year-old, yeah.
All right.
Woman.
Promise. Lots of promise. Okay.
She was at her house packing her things up after a breakup with her boyfriend. And it wasn't for about 20 minutes where she suddenly realized her stripper pole was missing.
Did he buy her the pole
Maybe
as
they-
a gift and wanted it back?
That's a great question. It doesn't actually say. For all I know, that could be what she was using to practice for work.
Well, here's my plan.
I don't know.
I think the guy had a secret desire to be a stripper. So she had this pole, and he was dating her, but all he really wanted to do was use the pole and swing around. So this guy, so they break up, and he's like, "I'm taking that pole."
He wants to express himself.
Exactly.
Wait for the reenactment.
Yeah.
Jared can do it.
However, I guess it wasn't too bad because the pole itself was worth $400, so. Which I didn't realize it would cost that much.
Did they like find the guy?
As of now, there are no suspects. Even though they
Okay.
just broke up, yeah. All right, and final story. In Copenhagen, Denmark.
I know someone there.
Do you?
Yeah, an old classmate actually.
Oh, all right. Well, hopefully this isn't him, or at least one of the guys. A couple of dudes decided to rob a bank, and they had actually gotten into the vault itself of the bank, where they emptied 140 safety deposit box and got about $500,000 worth of cash and jewelry. But they were caught because they had left behind some evidence. Try to take a guess what the evidence was.
Booger.
Wallet.
Booger,
ID.
wallet. How about bottles of their urine?
What? We gotta make room for more money. Leave the piss.
Dude, we're robbing. There's so much to rob. We're gonna be here forever. Hey, grab some bottles.
Yeah, they had broken in on a Friday night, and the bank was closed all Saturday. And I guess they got into the vault, and they brought in several bottles with themselves so they could relieve themselves while they were robbing. And I guess they had just forgot their bottles of urine. So by the time the bank opened on Monday, money was gone, but they did get 3 bottles of pee.
Full of evidence.
Cop walks in. Man, this is gonna be a tough one. Hey, what's that? Oh God!
Hey, does this smell like piss?
Yeah.
It'd be better. If
Really?
It'd be better if they were like, this is like the repeat offenders, and this is their calling card.
It's the piss bandits again.
The wet bandits.
Yeah. The wet bandits from Home Alone. Exactly.
Takes on a whole new meeting.
Yep.
Well, props to those guys.
All right, those are my news stories for the week. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, news that's over with. Chad, as always, we're gonna make the extremely
Seamless transition to
butter
form
smooth
questions.
transition to your form.
That's
questions.
right. All right. First up is G1 Noob Leet. So, what are your worst customer service experiences?
Oh, gee.
Oh.
I get okay as a customer or as a person having to deal with a customer.
You know what?
Mine are all behind the counter.
I was thinking from behind the counter.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you and I both have plenty of our own stories for behind the counter.
Which is why I chose
I got a
this.
couple.
Okay. Chad, I'll let you start then, since you seem to be prepared.
Okay. Let's see. Usually all my bad customer service stories end in just like good for me somehow. So okay, look. Which one of the many Blockbuster stories do I want to tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So many.
If you've ever worked at Blockbuster, it is like no other retail experience. For some reason, when you're renting something to someone, they just get really bitchy. So like all the time, it's like, I returned that movie, I did it, blah, 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 blah. So, and we get yelled at all the time. So I had this customer come in, and it's a pretty busy day. And I'm working over on the game side, and I see him walk in, so I was like, hey, can I help you? And he's like, yeah, you can start by taking this movie off my account, and throws a little mailer thing at me. So, in my head, I'm just like, damn it, all right. So I go through all the steps, do all the stuff, and the movie's not there and whatever. And, I'm trying to be nice to him and ask him all the questions, And so finally, I'm just like, well, which Dropbox did you put it into? And we have two. We have one that's attached to the building on the outside, and then we have the other one on the inside. And he's like, I put it in that Dropbox right in front of your doors there. And and I just look at him and I'm like, sir, that's a trash can. Because we had this big, great trash can with the Blockbuster logo on it. It's the best thing ever. Because I've been yelled at this whole time. He's been a total dick to me. And he's like this. And then the second I say that, just his face, it just goes,
Defeated.
oh, I'm so sorry, how much do I owe you? And then just straight up pays for the movie right there. And I was the manager that night. I gave it to my employees, I was like, I have the best story to tell you later. But it's always stuff like that, just people yelling and just
Those
being
kind of
crazy.
victories are amazing. I had one
Yeah.
kind of similar. Nothing was thrown at me, but I worked at GameStop for quite a long time before I came here. And I actually had a woman who came in and bought a brand new game for her kids, which is, fine, whatever. I got her the game, rang it up, and she went home. And about a half hour later, she calls the store, furious, because she starts saying, you sold me a used game. I wanted a new game, you're selling me a used one. This is against the law. I'm like, no, this was a brand new game. It was sealed and everything. No, it was used. There's already save files and everything on it. I want the context of your superiors. I want your manager. I want your district manager. I want to call them because I want to get you fired. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, okay. And sure enough, so I obliged. I give her numbers. I know I'm in the right here, so I'm not too worried about it.
Was it a disc game?
And the game she bought was a Wii game.
That was my first question.
So it's impossible for actually to be used data on there. So, and she ended up calling back again, still kind of angry because I guess my district manager and all, I didn't really give her anything. And I tried to explain to her, I was like, maybe your kids had already played the game because that's the only way there'd be save files. And she's like, no, that's not possible. That's why I got the game, because they never played it before. And I hear her kids in the background, we played it before, we rented it last weekend.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, you guys did? And she's like, yeah, we just already played it. And she goes, oh, okay, thanks.
I knew it. And that's what they always do. It's always the, oh yeah, okay. Whenever, oh.
Yeah, they don't want to have any sort of victory for us. They always get out of there right away and just retreat. Which it was on the phone, so I didn't even get to see her face.
Mobility.
Brian?
All right. So my main job growing up, I worked at a movie theater. And the Saturdays, when it's Saturday summer, everyone comes to the movies for whatever the big thing is that week.
Right.
And I was working concessions this day, and we had 3 poppers. One was busted, and it was just full of cold popcorn. Our other one was pumping out fresh stuff, always looked empty, so we're constantly scraping it out so we could fill the buckets. And this woman comes up, orders popcorn, so I go to the one that's working, and I'm kind of scraping it together. I take it to her, she goes, no, I don't want that, you're scraping it. I want the stuff from that full popper. It's no, I want the full popper. Okay. So I put the fresh stuff back. I can walk down to the cold stuff, give her the cold stuff, bring it back, ring her up, she's on her way. I keep doing customers. 10 minutes later, I see her back at the concession stand just raging because she had cold popcorn.
If people would just listen.
That's so funny. I love that all our stories turn into
yeah,
how we got our vengeance. You
Aha!
want to just do bad customer service? Verizon.
Yeah.
Just anytime dealing with Verizon, I want to kill myself.
All right, let's go on to the next question.
Yep. Next question is a video question from Michael422.
Hey, ScrewAttack and G1s, this is Michael, and my question is, how was SideScrollers done before you started using a video camera?
All right, good question, Michael. Actually, it's done pretty similar to what it is now. Only there's video cameras on us.
Lights.
Yeah, basically we would get the 3 hosts at a table, get 3 microphones set up, going into one computer to mix the sound all together, and then we just go down the list and record it, put in the music and stuff as we're going through or later, and then put it up online for your listening. So pretty much SideScrollers fundamentally has not changed. We just have cameras on us now.
And we close our MacBooks.
Yep.
Yeah. That's about it. But otherwise, SideScrollers has been pretty much the same since the day it started 5 years ago.
Yep.
Let's change a little bit.
Well, a little.
Just a little.
All right.
All right, next up is another video question from Jay Yokogawa.
Hey guys, I was wondering if any of you guys saw the Far Cry movie, and if you did, what you thought of it. And more importantly, did you guys see either Stuttering Craig or Handsome Tom? Because I couldn't find them. Thanks guys.
Actually, it's funny he mentions that because I actually had the Far Cry movie on my Netflix Insta queue.
Really?
Oh,
Just
really?
waiting there, ready to watch, but I haven't actually seen the movie yet. So I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it either, and I make a point to see like every video game
Me
movie,
too,
just
and
because
I-
I want to know how bad they are.
Well, the Far Cry one was never actually released in the States,
I've actually caught it on like the movie channels not
Oh.
too long ago.
but it was never by my understanding, like the DVD release or theatrical release was never actually in America.
No, it's
They
like
did-
just Germany, wasn't it?
probably
or Europe?
I don't know.
Something.
It's,
But
it's
I
a
haven't seen
step
it.
up from Bull's other work.
You've seen it?
Yeah, it was on TV like sometime earlier this year.
Discuss.
Well, Till Schweiger, who is some German guy living in Canada, goes off to the island to help find this woman's father or brother or something, and things go crazy and crazy animals pop out and shit happens.
You said it was better than his other movies.
From the explanation, can't you tell it's so much better?
Is it better than Blood Rain?
Yes.
Is it better than?
So he doesn't rape
House of the
anyone
Dead?
against the cage?
No one gets raped in cages.
Is it better than In the Name of the King, Dungeon Siege Tale?
by far?
Stop listing
Alone
off
in
his
the Dark
movies.
doesn't stand a chance. Wait,
Yeah.
was Alone in the Dark?
That was
Bull?
Bull, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Did you see Craig or Tom in it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
As to that, they didn't make it in.
Yeah, I kept hearing
So-
that.
They were cut.
I heard that like their actual part got cut. So that sucks. They got all that money and they made the trip and it wasn't even
All
worth it
for
a lot.
nothing but the
Wah.
memories.
Craig's looking very sad right now.
Yeah.
From what little expression I can tell from his.
Because my nose is big.
All right. Anything else?
Yep. Last question is from the Fort Worth Fighter. After seeing the AVGN episode on NES peripherals and how most of them failed, I was wondering if you could make a peripheral for any system, any genre of game, what would it be and why? You have ultimate power, Jared. What have you ever wanted to make?
I don't know.
I want one of those, you know, like Star Trek. They always have like the big touch screens. I want one of those for like real-time strategy games.
You want Connect?
No, I like
I
that. He
want
wants
better-
the laser screen
I
in
want
front
better
of
than Connect.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just go like whoop and like drag across the battlefield and like point and drag and get all my units and move and.
Actually, that'd be pretty sweet. They were
I
working.
want more than Connect.
They were actually working on something experimental. Like they had this huge like touchscreen table where you played what was the game called? Ruse, I think.
Yeah.
And you it does a touchscreen and moves all the stuff around. I know they had this before, but I was pretty sure it was stupid. But I never actually used it myself. I want this vest that you wear. That when you're playing a fighting game and you get hit,
It hits
you
you.
feel that hit. Which I'm pretty sure they've done it before. So they probably did like a rumble or something, but I never actually used it. I'm sure it sucked, but I want one that like shocks you, or if you get hit by fireball, it maybe heats up a little bit, or something weird like that. So you literally get your ass kicked as you're playing.
That's only slightly
The
silly. That's
risk, dude, the risk of that would be ridiculous. Like,
This is a good idea.
like horrible
You sign a
fatalities.
release
Like,
form when you buy it.
yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
like you're playing Mortal Kombat and Scorpion throws his spear, you feel a spear get jutted into your chest and pulled on. Huh?
You scare me, Jared.
Then you know that's how you learn to block.
Does the vest,
dodge?
Does the vest have some sort of like auto 911 system?
You have to hook it up to your your vitals,
Yeah.
so if you
Vest
die.
on fire. Yeah.
It's like punctured lung, calling the doctor.
Yeah.
I'd like a power glove or something that works. You guys remember when like it was all like virtual reality, like getting the game, but it was always really shitty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be cool to get one that actually works. You know, like maybe 2 power gloves and you could do stuff.
It'll never happen.
It'll never happen, I know, but I think it would be cool to actually interact with stuff. You know, and like
With the power gloves?
Man, yeah, or like Brian said, laser screen would work too. But you know,
A cross between the Power Glove and a Virtual Boy.
my God.
Yeah, does blow your mind?
you would not be able to play anything, and then
Now, if you
afterwards
could,
you'd vomit.
if you had the 2 power gloves with the Virtual Boy while wearing the vest that hurts you, this whole body suit.
Gaming just got too real.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Just birthdays.
All right. List them off.
Okay, first up, Fox. We love you, Fox.
Hey,
That
Fox.
we do.
Dallas. Daleth. Yeah.
Daleth?
Fontnot. Yeah, Daleth. D-A-L-E-T-H.
Yep.
Hunter Liu, Evan Payne, Jalen Whittington, Adam Nashholm, Chris Ketchum. It just sounds like Ash Ketchum.
That's all I
you
heard.
think
I
of.
like Pokemon.
Tom Groom, John Gamester, which if that's your last name, that's a huge coincidence, but I highly doubt it. And Justin Silverman.
All right. Happy birthday to you guys. And that is SideScrollers for this week. As always, if you got any other questions, feel free to go to the forums on ScrewAttack.com.
And a video response.
Or post a video question as a response to this video, and you might get chosen and put onto the podcast. Look out for Jose's Puntos coming out on the site in tomorrow, I believe, and all the other fun stuff we have going on at ScrewAttack.com. Anything else we got to mention?
We're good.
Oh yeah, we're looking
yeah.
for hot chicks. If you
Hot
are,
news.
if you are one or know
Or
one,
anything.
send them in.
I want a hot chick. That's all I want.
More specifically, I'm looking for a hot chick. That's all I want.
You know if
Yeah.
you hire one, you can't date her.
We're looking for a girl.
I'll
here
quit.
to date.
I'll quit.
I mean, date.
Okay, that's enough from the peanut gallery. All right, for SideScrollers, I'm Professional Jared.
I'm Chad.
I'm Brian.
Thank you all, and see you next time.